Good morning.
Good morning.
Be careful what you think about, because the universe is listening to you. I'm Cheryl Francis, and I'm pleased to be here this morning to serve you. Please stand as you're able to sing the opening hymn, There's a Sweet, Sweet Spirit, and remain standing for the prayer of invocation and the Lord's Prayer. Father, Mother, God, thank you for a new day. Thank you for your continued presence in our lives every day, every minute. Nothing is more precious than your loving energy that surrounds us always. Thank you for all the blessings, and know that every blessing you bestow upon us is appreciated. We ask for your blessings on our families, friends, and neighbors, that they may know the joy of your presence. We ask that all are blessed, the weak, the helpless, the lonely, the sick, the heartbroken, and those who are experiencing lack of faith. May all beings know the bliss of your presence in their life. May all beings know of the peace and kindness that you impart on them daily, in their waking and their sleeping, and find comfort in that energy in the midst of whatever man-made strife is occurring around them. We affirm our prayer by praying the prayer that Jesus taught his disciples. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from error. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. You may be seated. I think that we're going to skip the principles this morning. We have a pretty full sermon here to get to, so we'll go right into the meditation. Our meditation music is Nearer My God to Thee, as performed by Andre Rouet, and it's musical. So please just relax and get yourself into that calm, quiet, peaceful place and prepare for our meditation. Now that you are in that quiet, peaceful place, relax. Take 3 deep breaths and relax more with each exhale. Today we're going to look at the gifts that were given to us in the story of creation in Genesis. We're going to feel these gifts one at a time. The first gift was of intelligence and awareness, and it comes as a rush of white light. Let it just wash over you. What does intelligence and awareness feel like to you? Is it warm or cold? Tingly or calming? Each of us feel it in different ways. It may be a jolt of energy or a steady stream like a calm river. Let it penetrate your being and settle in. You already received this gift. You were born with it. But we are re-energizing it, as we may have gotten to the point where we take it for granted. Next, we were given firm ground to stand on. On this firm ground, using our intelligence and awareness, we can give words and meaning to our intentions in the form of affirmations, declarations of positive things we want to see or feel in our lives. Think of one thing that you would like to come into your life and give it words now. Repeat it in your mind over and over. Send it out into the universe to be created. Take a deep breath in, and at the exhale, release your affirmation with faith that as you ask, it will be given in divine time. Feel the relief that the release has given you and relax even deeper. We were given the power of concentration and attention, which is needed for our imagination. Imagination is so important, but it needs to be a steady stream of one thought, like thoughts together energy to it. Concentration and attention together form a gathering in one place and time of your mental processes. Feel the confusion of many thoughts disappear as one comes forth with great clarity that you wish to develop. Save that one thought so you can remember it after the service and spend time concentrating and giving attention to the imagined thing you wish to create. And create like thoughts that further develop your vision. We are gifted with will and understanding. Will is a gentle but steady power that moves you forward to accomplish a task. Understanding is a knowing, just a knowing of what you wish to accomplish and why and how it will affect the higher good for all beings. Together, will and understanding propels us towards the perfection of our life. Feel the gentle but powerful energy enter you now. It has a soft pink light that symbolizes the attitude of love with which we do the work that is necessary on our end to create. Feel the gentleness settle into your body and move towards your heart chakra, ever encouraging you to approach everyone and everything from a place of love. Your heart may feel as if it is growing larger as it takes in this energy of will and understanding. This feeling of a large heart is an assurance to you that you already do possess will and understanding, and it's ready to help you make positive decisions. We have been created with a spiritual identity and a spiritual nature. Let us cause that nature and identity forward. This is our energy, our essence, our true core. We are a child of God, a wonderful creation that contains our own piece of the great I am. Repeat in your mind, we are children of God. We are love. We are joy. We are peace. We are harmony. We're a wonderful child of God. We are harmony, always secure and free. We are part of the rhythm of the universe. We have been created and gifted because we are a wonderful child of God. Rest for a moment in this peace, allowing all these energies you've taken in to settle in your body, to just settle in and penetrate. Now bring yourself back to the chapel as we turn up the light and allow your eyes to adjust to the light. Whatever we do, don't ever forget, we are a child of God. That is our most precious gift. Our scripture today is 1 Corinthians 3:9-10. For we work together with God. You are God's work and God's building. According to the grace of God, which is given to me as a wise master builder, I have laid the foundation, and another builds upon it. But let every man be careful how he builds thereon. Our lecture today is the law of mind action. Often when we talk about mind action, it's you have a mind, then you have an idea, then it's manifest. It's not really quite that simple. That's why a lot of people get frustrated with it. But this is a beautiful gift that our Creator has given us. With this gift, we can create any reality that we want. Because we create whether we're conscious of doing it or not, okay? We may not know it. Whatever we think, we create. That's the way we were made. We create the way that infinite intelligence created us and the worlds around us, following the law as above, so below. Higher energy created infinite intelligence, so can the lower energies, us. We can do that. Once we understand the law and learn to raise our consciousness, we can co-create, which means we can merge with higher energy to our lower energy and co-create for the highest good for all beings. What a wonderful thing, right? How many of us do that? We don't. We don't because we don't understand it. A minister is preaching about the law of mind action with great passion, and he preaches that the very thought we hold in our minds become reality. All during the sermon, he could not help but notice this teenage boy was kind of uncomfortable and wiggling around, and he thought, wonder what's going on with him. The more the minister preached, the more the young man became upset. The minister couldn't wait to get the chance to talk to this young man and ask him what was up. When he did, the young teenager boy said sheepishly, Pastor, all I think about these days are girls, and I really do not want to be a girl. Well, he doesn't have to worry. It's not that simple. We can want to wish about being a snail all we want. We're not going to turn into a snail, okay? Neither is he going to turn into a girl. The perfect example of mind action is the story of creation in the book of Genesis. When we look at Genesis, we can see how all the elements that we need to use that law of mind action were provided to us in the act of creation. God created the heavens and earth in the very beginning, and the earth was without void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And God said, let there be light. Creation began as an idea in divine mind. Even though there was no form, there was darkness, there was still something. There has never been nothing. There's always been divine mind. The darkness contains the unmanifested idea of God. One by one, infinite intelligence allowed each idea of creation to receive the energy it needed to manifest. And one thing at a time, it manifested whole because it had already been created in divine mind using the law of mind action. Start with the mind. The idea is formed. When the idea attracts enough energy, it manifests. And that's what we know as reality. Now, since we were the last things created, it doesn't make any sense that we were sitting there recording how this happened. You know, when you read Genesis, it sounds like somebody was there writing down everything that was happening. Well, you know, that wasn't true. The story of creation was written down millions of years after it happened. The Genesis version was more likely drawn from oral history that had been told over and over again. So does that make it untrue? Factually, yes. But the story of creation in the Bible is a beautiful, poetic form that contains these wonderful allegories and symbols. The allegory is a story in which people, things, and happenings have another meaning that's instructive. All sacred texts are written in allegories. People, things, and happenings are symbols of something else. So as metaphysicians, we look behind the words. The words in the description of creation in the Bible is not the description of actual creation. They are symbolic references to processes which take place within the already created universe. These processes are the same that we use in creating our own lives. Since most of us would prefer to use this law for something good to create a heaven on earth rather than negativity to bring us closer to a man-made hell, it is important to understand how the law of mind action really works. In Genesis 1:3, God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. That is the coming forth of intelligence and awareness. As we grow as children, we're aware of the presence of God in our lives. We learn that awareness leads to greater intelligence. We know, as children, God is here with us. He's in us, around us, through us, exists in everything and everybody. Sometimes we forget when we get older, but most children realize that. And if we learn to raise our vibration and listen to our small voice, our brain will produce better ideas and create better situations in our lives and the lives of people around us. If we learn to listen to the communication that we get from the spirit world, we can co-create with spirits of higher vibration, which produces even better ideas and better situations, not only for us, but people around us. It's up to us to do the meditation, the prayer, and the study so we can reach that point. God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters." This is the coming forth of the power of affirmation. We all know what affirmations are. We take an idea and we shape that idea with words, writing them down. Once we get the idea perfect, the way that we want it, then we repeat that idea to attract energy to that idea so it will manifest. They are assertions, declarations, announcements of what we want. We underutilize this skill so much. Everybody should make an affirmation when they wake up in the morning and repeat it all day long. Even something as simple as, "God, stay with me." It's so easy and it works so well. But faith is the power behind affirmation. You can affirm all you want to if you don't really believe it's going to happen, or you think that you don't deserve to have it happen. Your negative true feelings are going to stop that affirmation from attracting energy. And it won't manifest. And people often do this, and this is why they get frustrated with the idea of, how come everybody else is manifesting? I'm not getting anywhere with this. You have to actually believe it's going to work, and you have to believe that you deserve it. Many of us have deep-seated ideas of guilt about ourselves or shame or whatever, This is not what God thinks of us. This is what we think of us. Love yourself, have faith, and your affirmations will happen. Anytime you're doing spiritual work, you're going to find that the biggest impediment to our success is our own mind. We get in our own way over and over again, no matter what we're trying to do. So work on your faith as a foundation, and then add affirmations. Because then we can work in the midst of all the possibilities and potentials within life. We don't know what those are. But when we separate the waters from the waters, we can truly understand what is best for us. What's best for me is not best for you, perhaps. But if we find what's best for us and we affirm it with true faith, we can see the potential of things and possibilities that were not present before. It's like a whole new awareness opening up for us. And then God made a firmament and divided the waters that were under the firmament from the waters that were above. And so it was. That is the coming forth of concentration and attention. Once you have made an intelligent decision, you have written a nice affirmation, you have to feed it with concentration and attention. Concentration and attention are what enable our imagination to do the effective work. Our imagination is so important. It's not woo, it's real. Imagination is the creative force within you. If you can imagine it and you follow these steps, it can happen. Daydreaming is, pleasant. We all do that. But nothing's going to happen to our fondest dreams if we don't pull them out of the forest of our imagination by giving that one dream that we want concentration and doing what needs to be done to accomplish the dream. A wish is just a hope with no power behind it. A dream can become an affirmation that we believe in. And by affirming our faith, more possibilities open for it. We concentrate it. We give it the loving attention it needs. We treat it as a new idea, a new child to be nurtured. And it will grow. You're thinking, this sounds like a lot of work. It really isn't. That's why there's a sheet of paper inside your bulletin that lists all these things. Because you're not going to remember this. So you can pull it out and start working on one thing at a time. One thing. And once you get it, it's a flow. It just works. It just works. When dry land appeared, that is the coming forth of will and understanding. Nothing can be implemented unless we have the will to follow through with it. It may be mental work, it may be visualizing, it may be meditation, it may be physical work, but no idea is a good idea unless it includes perception of what this idea is going to do not only for us but for others. To rush into ideas without asking God about it often brings unexpected and bad consequences, even if our intent was pure. Our understanding is limited. Why should we depend on our finite mind when we have access to infinite intelligence through mediumship, prayer, and meditation? Why would you do that? And then God brought forth swarms of creatures and birds and animals and things in the water. That's the actual process of thought. When you concentrate on a thought, other thoughts like it follow and add to that original thought. And all these thoughts are connected in some way. They blend with each other that are similar to them. Like attracts like begats like is the law of mind action, which simply means that thoughts blend with other thoughts of their own kind and tend to reproduce. And if you want good things to happen to you, you think positive thoughts. And the accumulation of like thoughts gives energy to the idea, and it manifests. Boom, that's it. Now we come to the best part. God created us in his image, not physical. Not physical. Infinite intelligence has no body. He created our spiritual identity and spiritual nature first, before a physical body. To make us in his image, he crafted us with spiritual energy. This body is just a vessel that contains the soul while we're on earth, our true selves. This is important because we have all of these things that are gifts, and now we find that our essence is divine. We have divinity on our side. We should be able to create beautiful things, beautiful worlds, beautiful happenings for people. And God saw everything that he made, and it was good. Because we, as spiritual beings, recognize good. We know what good is. We know what's not good. That's the innate logic of human beings. Good is the basis and reality of what is true and meaningful to mankind. And that's the allegory of the story of creation. The spiritual nature of us, our essence, is the grand climax. After all these things were put about, our essence was created. What was created in this story is not creation itself, but an environment within creation where the human family can exist, where we can experience true evolution, and we're giving the tools to do so. And on the sixth day, God finished his work and he rested on the seventh. Why does God have to rest? God's not tired. He's energy. Energy doesn't dissipate. It doesn't get tired. He rested to teach us that we need that time of not doing. We need that time of silence, of introspection, because none of this work without that. The 7 days is the end of a cycle and a process. Not the end of process. Creation wasn't finished yet. Just the end of a cycle in which our divinity, our essence, is the grand finale. Becoming still and silent within, even for a moment, is so vitally important. It's in that silence we find peace, that we get to know ourselves, that we make contact with the spirit world. Through spirit communication, we learn many things if we just listen. Our spirit guides are here to instruct us, to help us. They want to help us. We can match our vibrations to helpful spirits who pass on information to us that we have no other way of knowing. Combined with the law of mind action, we can create the kind of life that we want. And this is a wonderful gift by our Creator who loves us and created us in his image of divinity. And we can use this gift to create our reality. So it is.